It's a pleasure to have your company tonight. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you had a restful weekend. My name is Olive Nete. Now the news in details. People who have been able to pull themselves out of poverty thanks to the support they receive from the government say they intend to help others to do the same. Serge Nore kicks us off tonight.
Jean Bizimana lives in Mareba sector, which is a district in the eastern province of Rwanda. Slightly more than 6 years ago, Jean, who has a wife and 4 children, got work in the government's VUP initiative after local leaders selected him among people in need of assistance to pull themselves out of poverty. I was ashamed to have been placed in the first category of those needing assistance at the age of 35. Even when I was summoned by the local council to explain my situation, I would become speechless. The government then assisted me and gave me a job working in road construction, and I began saving my money. I was soon able to buy small livestock and iron sheets for my house, expanding it. I started to progressively improve our lives. In 2018, Jean Bizimana was given a cow as part of the Girinka program, and that further accelerated his push to leave poverty behind permanently. The cow gave birth to a male calf and provided us with milk for our children. I later donated the calf, and it was around that time that I realized that manure from the cows had transformed my farm. Before, I had never got a sack of beans during harvest, yet I was suddenly able to get 12 sacks of maize from the same plot. That was because of the cows. I am now a very proud and happy man. In March this year, Jean was officially declared to no longer belong to the first category of the Udehe program, that is comprised of the most vulnerable people in society in need of the most assistance. He now fights to help others to do as he did. Jean Bizimana is a strong advocate for government programs, never absent during local meetings or initiatives like those of constructing homes for the most vulnerable in society. He says he wants to help others the way the President of the Republic helped him, and he says he will continue to do as much as he can to that end and help as many people as possible to come out of poverty as he did. Just like Jean Bizimana, others are determined to overcome poverty with the help the government provides.
The goats they gave me soon became so many. Rearing them became a challenge. So my husband and I decided to sell them and buy a cow which produced a calf, and we now have milk and enough manure. We are now in the second category and have no problems meeting our children's financial needs. We also sell the excess milk at 300 francs per litre.
Rwanda's government has committed itself to reduce poverty in the general population to 17% by the end of next year in 2024.
Another important issue I want to emphasize is the eradication of poverty, extreme poverty. We expect to have eradicated extreme poverty in the country by 2030. The government is helping people to this end, but they too must play their part by saving their money, being willing to work and more. I must also emphasize that these figures must be updated, and that will happen after the survey that will begin towards the end of this year is completed. Regardless, we intend to reduce that 38.2% poverty figure to 17% by the end of 2024. So you understand that the figures we have are from 2016 to 2017, and they are the ones we are reporting, but basing on the efforts that have been made by the government, we believe we will hit at 17% target.
Back in 2001, more than 60% of Rwanda's households were living in poverty, and by 2015 that figure had fallen to 38.2%, with 16% of households in extreme poverty, as was confirmed by the 5th Integrated Household Living Conditions Survey. The 6th Integrated Household Living Conditions Survey will be conducted towards the end of this year of 2023 to update those figures.
Thank you, Serge, for the report. Now moving ahead, this year's report by the United Nations on the 7th SDGs goals for ensuring access to clean and affordable energy by 2030 demonstrates that there is no hope that it is in the remaining 7 years of all countries, including Rwanda, will have access to cleaner fossil fuel technology. Adam Squizera with the report.
In different parts of the country, residents are being supplied the cooking stoves, gas cookers, and electric stoves. There are some of the 5,000 households that are being supplied with the gas stoves. For them, they appreciate the government support. Regarding to the smoke from the charcoal, like before, we used charcoal, which might even cause respiratory diseases. But now, we use gas cookers. Zinadizima Diogene, the commercial officer of Ruriba, which has also distributed 23,000 cooking stoves in 20 districts, knows the benefits of their stoves since it helps to minimize the use of fossil fuels. When you see the way this minimizing fuel cookers is designed, it doesn't spoil much smokes outside, as it is even made in clay, which can enable you to use 1 or 2 woods. Munyaneza Francine also knows that the solar energy is also being distributed to the institutions and organizations that provides healthcare services such as health centers, including Gahanga Health Center.
Here you can see there is a health center which is based in Gahanga. We provided solar water heaters to the health center, to the maternity, where women can get better care because of hot water. We provide also, you can see also behind me, a solar PV system. This is a system which provides electricity for the health center. What kind of electricity it can provide, the lighting. It provides also possibility for laptop, for all the machineries that they are using in the health centers to make it work. And also we have solar water pumping here in the health center. That's one of our also product that we are giving. So it's a good way also for the health center to have clean water.
Rwanda has set its goal of achieving at least 42% of wood burning by the end of next year, 2024, with the aim of reaching 20% by 2030. An environment project officer at the Ministry of Environment, Mugabo William, explains what is being done, even though biogas project has been approved.
Biogaze niko bimeze cyane ko aho zagiye zikoreshwa.
On this case of biogas, the issue was not its usage and the usage of technology, but instead the issue was on the people who used that biogas but failed to keep its maintenance, which resulted to its misuse. I would say that the more people understand to use clean cooking methods, it will go hand in hand with the campaign of conserving the environment as well. Globally, there are more than 2.3 billion people who don't have access to clean energy for cooking and lighting, which shows a huge gap in achieving the goals set by the world by 2030. However, investment in this sector is expected to increase by 24% this year, reaching to $17,000 billion US. Adams Quizera, RTV News.
Thank you, Adams, for the report. Now, some parents and young people say that the problem of youth unemployment and the desire to a lifestyle that they can't afford are among the reasons why young people engage in drugs. We have details on this story. During morning hours, in one of the places of Kigali City, some young people are drunk and are walking around bars, and some of them appear to have spent the night drinking there. Some parents and young people say that the drunkenness and drug addiction is a result of not being able to be satisfied with what they have.
It is caused by depression and unemployment. Like before, when I had one trouser or one shirt, I was really satisfied with it. Meanwhile, not being able to be satisfied and depression is the main cause, and desiring a lifestyle that you can afford.
Many of us are not raised in a good lifestyle. Some of us were raised in a thug life, which might challenge an individual to handle it. According to research done this year, the number of drug users has increased by 26% since last year. This occurs at a time when a 2020 research by Rwanda's National Rehabilitation Center revealed that 23% of young people admitted to the Iwawa Rehabilitation Center later return owing to drug addiction. Since unemployment is one of the causes of this problem, creating jobs is one of the possible solutions, as some of the parents mention.
What can be done? The government should see how to provide employment to those young people, because when they are employed, they get busy, and this is the result of unemployment.
The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the National Police and various other institutions, points out that they're working on addressing the issue of a large number of young people taking drugs or becoming drunkards, as Dr. Iva Utera, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Health, explains.
Some of the businesses we find mostly when we do interventions with the security organs. We find that some people with bars provide alcohol to young children who are underage. We imprison those people and also close their businesses, and this creates an impact.
According to the Iwawa Rehabilitation Center, a national rehabilitation service, 90% of drug abusers are school dropouts who have not been able to complete their ordinary level, and 10% of them are high school and university graduates. Moving ahead to agricultural matters, farmers demonstrate that there are still businesses in the agricultural sector with limited capital and difficulties in accessing loans, which seems to be a challenge for the growth of the sector. Adam Squizera with the report.
The Dijuman Emmanuel has a vegetable farming company, and recently he got a loan of 5 million Rwandan francs for expanding his farming activities. We harvested from 9 tons to 14 tons per hectare. However, he says that the journey to increase the capital for the farmers still has many challenges. There you find someone is having enough experience and a will, but the problem they don't have capital. Even the process of BDF is not easy, as I think that there should be a way of facilitating the farmers. In order to address those challenges, the government of Rwanda launched a project aimed at developing agriculture and livestock for commercial purposes dedicated to reduce challenges faced by the practitioners, whereas it invested almost 300 billion Rwandan francs. Ernest Uzaribara, the head of this project at Rwanda Agriculture and Animal Resources Development Board, RAB, knows that such projects are aimed at solving such issues faced by the farmers. The government provided that fund so that whoever needs it and having full requirements, including project proposals, should get it, as there are other interests in it, including insurance of 40% from the government, which is for ensuring the bank in facilitating the loan easily to the farmer. Vincent Minyeseka, the Chief Executive Officer of the Business Development Fund BDF, explains that there have been taken some measures to speed up the services for this project. We gave the capacity our branches across the country to approve projects in speeding the process and then provide a report on it. As it is going well so far, like for the collateral, it can take more than 10 days to be approved, as we even made some efforts in technology to improve service delivery. Through this project, the Development Bank of Rwanda, BRD, is now going to provide those loans to these farmers up to 15 billion Rwandan francs by facilitating them with small interest, as explained by Tuisenge Alexia.
We urge all farmers who receive this fund to use it in activities that were dedicated for it, such as developing agriculture.
Although this project started with facilitating various practitioners in different sectors, such as making terraces on more than 1,500 hectares, farmers are also urged to approach various financial institutions to find more information about this project, hence to cope with the challenges that are still evident on the financial access to the farmers. Adams Kwizera, RTV News.
Now moving ahead to religious matters, the ADPR Church in Rwanda has started a program to encourage parents to participate in their children's education and prevent them from dropping out of school. Adam Squizera continues.
The activities planned in this program include explaining to the parents the importance of monitoring their children's education by helping them to study and finish without dropping out from school, and supporting the program of school feeding. At the beginning, 16 needy families were given cows worth of 10 million Rwandan francs in order to help them in their social welfare and education for their children. This is my first time to receive a cow from President through this organization of compassion, and I'm really happy for it, as to help me with my family and neighbors. Like before, I used to buy milk at high cost, but now I'll be getting milk from my cow and also supply it to my neighbors as well. The head of the Pentecostal Church of Rwanda, Reverend Pastor Ndaise Isai, noted that the education of children in schools cannot be achieved if there are still existence of families who are in conflicts. The quality education is based on a good family. As on our agenda in this week of education is to emphasize parents to place their contribution in school feeding program, as the theme of this week is to provide quality education with the Christian values. This week was launched in Bugesera district, whereas the Vice Mayor in charge of economic development, Umwai Angelique, appreciated such activities of the organizations based on the beliefs in the development of their education.
Apart from education and agriculture, we work together to build houses for the needy and returning back children at school, and fighting against malnutrition as well, in order to continue the government's program of fighting poverty.
The Pentecostal Church has been working in Rwanda for 83 years. It has 316 primary and secondary schools with 3,477 teachers and 154,511 students across the country. Adams Kwizera, RTV News.
Thank you, Adams, for the informative report. Now more than 170 students at Blue Lakes International School in Bugesera district have completed their ordinary and advanced levels education and successfully graduated. Most of the students pursued subjects that focused on mathematics and other sciences.
I feel so happy. It is amazing. Yeah, was a long journey. 6 years, it is not easy. Yeah, I feel happy. I feel super amazed. I have completed senior 6. I was offering a combination of MPC, that is mathematics, physics, and computer science. The reason why I chose this combination, because it has computer science in it, and computer science almost, when we say computer science, one could understand technology, and we know that technology is the one which is leading the world nowadays. So I believe that because I have studied computer science, I will be able to do a career of my choice by the help of the skills I got in computer science.
On the market, I have plans, very big plans. After graduating, I'm very happy. I'm very proud of my school. I'm very proud of me. I'm very thankful to God for allowing me to graduate, for allowing me to reach here. And after my graduation, I know that after this, I am going to go, if possible, abroad and study more classes and come back to my country where I can work in other companies such as RwandaTV and other companies in aviation.
Officials in the Eastern Province have commended the school for helping to promote the quality of education in the country. The principal of Blue Lakes International has emphasized that the objective of the school is to help to build a knowledge-based economy here in Rwanda using internationally accepted standards of education.
The school is to prepare a student, a learner, who will be able to compete on the national, international market in terms of knowledge, but in terms of competition, in terms of innovation. You can say that our students are actually prepared in terms of knowledge, and knowledge that will allow them to first to follow learning in institutions of higher learning here in Rwanda and in East Africa, in Africa, but also in the global world.
On behalf of the entire news production team, thank you for staying with us. Have a blessed week ahead.